Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another issue of the Mortal Realms magazine. So, this week sees issue number 25. Right away, I'm going to tell you can see by my face, we don't got no models. Okay, we get 2 pots of paint. So we have a new one, which I haven't seen before, Balthasar Gold. We have Agrax Earthshade, which is an ink. We also get a little pullout, which is the Forces of Death. Give you a quick look at that there. Okay. Those who've been watching the last few weeks will know that we've had a few of these pullouts, and the death and chaos have been starting to become quite predominant. I think they're basically just trying to reinforce the fact that you can actually ally different armies together. Okay, so that's nice, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to jump up top, I'm going to open the magazine, we'll have a look. There won't be any showcase because obviously we haven't got any models. Hope you enjoy this one. Okay, so issue 25, starting off with our normal price, £7.99, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Mortal Realms, nice piece of cover art, and our 3 bullet points on the front. Discover Nurgle, the Plague God, Agrax Earthshade and Balthasar Gold, rules for magic in your games. So, what do we have in this issue? 1,000 Storms, Part 4, which is the history of the Stormcast Eternals. Magic in the Mortal Realms, Part 2. Nurgle, the Plague God. Discover Grandfather Nurgle, the jovial god of plague and decay. The Purifying Flame is our battle report. Now that's interesting, how to paint Sigmarite Mausoleum. So obviously the new paints are going to play a little part in that. We get the core rules for wizards and magic users, and war scrolls for the Knight Incantor and the Briar Queen and her thorns, and skirmish at the Hallowstone Hold is our battle plan. Okay guys, no models, but it still looks like a decent issue, doesn't it? So there we have our art there, and we're going into the Stormcast Eternals more. Like I say, part 4, so it's coming together nicely now. This will do well in our little binder. Flick it over there, and we just carry on. Lathril, Cleansed, Visions of Undeath, another lovely bit of art there. Descent of Meteors, the Harbingers March Out. So yeah, you know, for those of you guys that love the fluff there, we're well served. Oh, now this looks nice. The artwork on this one, the Realms of Magic, magic in the Mortal Realms, I should say. Okay, and it tells us about light and grey magic. And we've got our little cover boxes here. Prismatic Palisade. I am really butchering these words today. Okay. Umbral Spell Portal. So yeah, a little bit about magic, guys. Lovely little bit of art there as well, as per usual in these issues. Okay, so it tells a little bit about Jade Magic, Amethyst Magic, the Endless Life Swarm, and Suffocating Gravetide, and a little bit about the Necroquake. The Necroquake had many devastating effects upon the realms. The most immediately obvious effect, however, was the wave of amethyst magic that emanated from Shyish. This wave of death caused the dead to rise from their graves in every one of the mortal realms. In addition, Shyish itself has been forever changed, with death magic drawn to the centre of the realm, creating the Shyish Nadir. Okay, and then we go into the section on chaos, and there, folks, is Nurgle, the god of plagues. So, any of you guys who have played 40k, Warhammer 40,000, will be well aware of Nurgle. I think it's the Death Guard that he leads. Okay, so going back onto Age of Sigmar. So we've got the Grandfather's Gifts. What's this? Gorax Vile Bloat. Fug Vlarn. And Gyglax. They're obviously, characters. And the Garden of Nurgle. Okay, I'm really struggling this week, guys. I can't get my words out. Please accept my apologies. Okay, and we have Purifying Flame, which is our battle report. I'll tell you what, they've knocked it out the park this week, haven't they? Seriously, like with the artwork. Any of you guys who love, like, you know, your wizards and stuff like that, just take a moment to have a look at this lovely piece of art there. Okay. Moving on, we have the
continuation of that there. Oh, that's nice. The Deadwalkers were far too slow to avoid the rolling ball of fire, which smashed through them, setting dozens aflame and disintegrating those caught in its path. As I say every week, guys, the magazine is absolutely brilliant for, fluff. What's this? Bright Wizards, Arcane Towers, and Deadwalkers. So even for you guys who aren't going to play the game, who just actually enjoy it, it's really nice just to bring you into the world of the Age of Sigmar. Okay, and how to paint the Sigmarite Mausoleum. So we just see our new paints. Little layout there to remind us, because as I say, it's been a few issues ago since this scenery came. Tells us to gather our terrain pieces, and the gold that we've got is just going to be used to do some little plaques and stuff as illustrated in the pages there. So, every week, and more so when we get our new paints, we just go along and we just, we're just touching up and we're improving all our models and all our scenery. And then the Agrax Earthshade, which those who've been here for a while now, you all know what inks are and stuff. You basically just apply the ink over and it'll just darken the gold and, more importantly, bring out those highlights. Okay, so it's all coming together nicely now, our little mausoleum. If you're going to follow the painting guide. And there we have a little overview of what everything should look like up to now. So there's our gold highlights with this issue's paints. Okay, so like I say, coming together nicely. And then we go on to the section of wizards. These are your magic users who cast all kinds of spells and cause all kinds of mischief. Magic users are really powerful in this game. You can see stuff like arcane bolts and mystic shields and stuff like that. And units of wizards, they cause real trouble, trust me. Not just one magic user, but a little cohort. Okay, now this is nice. Wizards tutorial. All wizards in Age of Sigmar can cast and unbind spells. The following examples show a few of the differences between the rules on your reference sheet and the complete core rules. They cover the range limit for spell unbinding attempts, the Mystic Shield spell, and how units of wizards work. Okay, so basically, unbinding is I can cast a spell, and if I roll, say 10 on 2 dice, you can have the chance to actually dispel, unbind that spell. I think the rule is you actually roll higher, and if you do, then my spell hasn't had its effect. So it's always handy to have another magic user, like your own magic user, on the battlefield as well. Okay, Mystic Shield, and just gives us all little diagrams on how they work, and again touching on units of wizards and the rules on them. Our war scroll, or the beginning of our war scrolls, is the Knight Incantor. I think this is going to be his complete war scroll by the look of it, because like these magazines normally do, they normally touch upon the rules, and as we go further along, they give us all the rules, just don't want to overload people. Knight Incantor abilities, so we see what he can do. He has the Void Storm Scroll, he has a Spirit Flask, the Spirit Storm in there, and that'll basically just give us a little diagram on how these guys work, okay? And then going on to the Nighthaunt, we have the Briar Queen and her War Scroll. And again, guys, just a little recap on what a War Scroll is. It's basically just a card, just giving us all the rules. So you can see there, the core stuff. So she can move 6 inches. She has a save roll of 4, bravery 10, which is like a morale thing, and she has 5 wounds. She has a rending scream, and she has a briar whip, and it just tells us the ranges, how many attacks, and more importantly, what you need to roll on those dice to hit and to wound, and what the damage is, okay? Little description over there, those abilities, a little reminder of what the magic does. And then we move down to the Thorns of the Briar Queen, and the same kind of thing again. Their vital numbers, what they are, what they do, etc. Okay? Briar Queen and Thorns abilities, and it tells us all about the Howling Vortex, what we need to roll, and how that works in different ranges. So already you can see, guys, the game is now getting a little bit more complicated, or I'd like to say complex, really, not complicated. Okay, there's the diagram to show us how we work all this stuff here, what we need, etc. And then we go on to our battle plan, and it says skirmish at Hallouston Hold. Okay, so again, beautiful artwork, guys, just to set us up and get us in the mood for our battle this week. The battle plan, it tells us to take the fort. Okay, Says the Stormcast Eternals have entered the courtyard of Hallowstone Hold, having battled through many Nighthorn Geists to get there. At the top of the foothills, a new force attacks. Okay, so we have Sequitors, Xandria, and Castigators for the Stormcast, and we have Glaive-Wraith Stalkers, the Thorns, the Briar Queen, and some Chain Rasps. Okay, for the Nighthorns. So it tells us what we've got there, what the setup is. The Nighthorn player goes first, and it says glorious victory. The game ends when one player has no more models left on the battlefield. Please give us some objective-based battle plans. Give us something to actually fight for instead of just finishing the other army off, please, guys. Hopefully that'll come soon. And on our second to back page, Mortal Realms gives us guidance. Tells us all about the Warhammer community and exploration, which basically, like I think I say every week, get your wallet out, this thing costs, okay? It's just basically Games Workshop's Earl and web address, and this just basically runs through what you need and gives you a little bit more further help online, okay? And then we have issue 26, and it's going to be the Azerite Ruin, your first Realm of Life terrain kit. Okay, so this looks really nice, guys. Another piece of scenery for us to use, and you know, by now we all love scenery. You know, it decorates a battlefield, and more importantly, gameplay wise, it just gives you something interesting to do. You know, it breaks up line of sight, makes the battlefield look pretty, it just engages the players, and scenery is never a bad thing. Okay guys, so that's going to be a little preview there of issue 26's cover. That was me, and I'll see you for the next one.